Alright, so let's talk about being able to paint from image reference. This is a very important one because if you've never painted a particular material before, then it's a good idea to get some reference, paint from reference. Don't just trust your memory and imagination to do it. Memory and imagination work by taking something you already know and then allowing you to envision something that you already know. You can't envision something you've never seen before. Whenever you're dreaming, your mind does those things. They might not make sense at the time, but you wouldn't know that you saw a pink elephant, running towards you in a dream if you hadn't even seen an elephant before in your life. So, let's see. I got myself, a piece of reference from images.google.com. Typically, whenever I paint up other people's designs, or I paint up my own designs, I will get some image reference. I will see just what it is that I'll look at, say, a costume, or I'll look at a vehicle or whatnot, and I'll say, oh, those look like rubber tires. Well, I'd better find some rubber tires, and let's have that open while I paint. So anyway, enough of that. Just to get you the gist of this. So, why am I not painting? Why is nothing coming out of this thing? It's stamping down like that. Oh, because it's in little dot mode. Derp. There we go. Okay. So, first things first, let's get some shape in there, right? It's all about drawing. So, let's draw the frame. And yeah, I know it's not black, okay? Don't worry about it. Just don't worry, man. It'll get done. Okay. So I'm looking at this deep purple color, and I'm like, okay, so let's get some light in there. Get that soft transition. I could have used the airbrush, but I was lazy and didn't do it. And then yeah, I gotta use the right tool for the job, but well, too bad. Circle brush. And okay, let's get this brush a little bit bigger. Now I'm coloring that lit area. Whoa, it's too strong. Why so strong? That's better. Okay, so I need to get this lit patch of light. Now, circle brush. Now I need to get the shape of this Leatherman. No, screw that. I'm going to get the shape of the shadow underneath the Leatherman. So, I know it's, roughly that direction. And now I'm just putting it in. It's approximate, okay? We're not trying to copy the Leatherman. Don't copy. You got to analyze. But, get something that looks like, okay, let's plant a shadow on the ground. It's still just an abstract shape. And, maybe I'll raise this up a bit and get a box on there. And yes, I am going to spill outside of my canvas because I don't care. Coloring within the lines is for children. And let's just block that all off. And then, you have to be able to look at the colors that you see, look at that color and say, I think it's that color. And it's an approximation and whatever. So let's put that side edge there. In fact, what's happening is it's reflecting this color onto that side. And plus, we've got some strong specular highlights from the flash. And the flash appears to be a slightly yellow-greenish color. Why do I know that? Because when you look here, actually, wait. Flash is very pure white with a slight blue-purple edge. This yellowish-greenish color must be something that's up here that's reflecting. So maybe I should get that flash in there first. So, I'll just put the edge right there. And we'll see what other edges are here. And there's like a little tiny spot back there. And let's take that away, back to the white. There's these little round hinges, so let's put that one there, that one there. I'm not staring at this too much. I'm looking at this thing to find out, okay, what pieces do I have to sculpt? But I'm not trying to say, okay, is this shape perfect? I'm not worrying about that stuff. Okay. So I mean, already look how close it is, man. It already looks like metal. It's let's stop. No, let's keep going. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. It's just there. Okay, I can put that. And there's that kind of a shiny edge, and maybe it gets kind of bright around here because because it's rough here. He's gone. There's like a little. I can even go in there and put a little rough texture on that. Brush is too big. Use a smaller. I can look at that. There's a little white there. It's like I've put in little grooves there from the file, and partway through it kind of starts matching. Like this stuff is actually really not that hard. But I mean, it's not hard for me now, but it was hard earlier, and you kind of got to bust your ass to make things easy. That's what there is to. But I'll tell you this much: I mean, I was not born with this talent. The only thing I was born with was, maybe a working brain, and there's, you gotta have desire. You gotta want to do this stuff badly enough that you're willing to sit through the tough times when you don't know what the hell is going on. And now I'm looking at that edge and I'm thinking, okay, where's that edge aligned with that edge? Kind of right over there, and there's, okay, there. So I've got this. You're always putting on a shape, and then, if necessary, you're going to handle the transition on that shape. But in this case, there's not a whole lot of transitioning going on that shape. But I do see that I'm, crossing over that highlight right there. There's kind of a gap here, and there's kind of this lighter, color. So maybe I should let's get that color because there's so much of it everywhere. All right, so you go for the things that you have a lot of. And now I'm laying down another shape. I'm just laying down. And when they say when painters talk about blocking in, this is what the blocking in is. The blocking in is the laying down of initial shapes, and you got to get the perspective right. You don't have good perspective on it, then your blocking is crap. In fact, I'm correcting my blocking. We always worry about shape first. Shape is what gives you the likeness. Value does not give you the likeness of a person's face. Shape does. This is why, a caricaturist can just draw and use no value. Now I'm doing a combination of shape and value and color and whatnot, but first and foremost, the thing that's driving this whole thing is shape. Okay, now I'm correcting the shape here, but I know the value here is a little bit brighter. I'll turn that up. So fine here. And yeah, I know, it's like I know the shape isn't absolutely perfect. I will fix it as soon as I can because I can only affect one edge at a time. Some people try to do too much at once. I only got one brush, man, and I ain't ambidextrous. Okay, and let's put that little highlight in there. There. And then maybe there's a bit of light in there. And then you'll see at the edge here, it gets dark just before it, turns over. But that shape, that shape needs some fixing, man. It needs some fixing. Since the let's see, that blade looks like it's too high off the ground. So let's move it. I'm not looking at the photo right now. I'm just looking at my own stuff, and I'm thinking, whoa, that blade is just too high. It's too high. Just move it. Move it. Move it. Move it. Move it down. Down, 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 down. There we go. Now I can fix that up. Now, in regards to getting rid of these big blotchy bits. If you want to get rid of blotchy bits, it's easy. For instance, I'll grab this color, I'll start with a light pressure and increase pressure. It's gone. There, see? Blotchy. And same thing with this dark spot here. I want to get rid of that, but I've got this dark color here, I've got that light color here. Here's what I'll do. I need to go from here to here, so I'll take this color here, and I'll lighten that up, and I've eliminated a shape. You get rid of one shape. Then you take this color, and you go over it like that. And that's all there is to it. So, again, this is just sort of one of those painting basics. It's like, okay, I've got this, I got that. If I simply take this color and paint over it, I might wind up brightening things up before I want it to brighten up. So you grab this value, you get rid of the shape, you take this other value, and you move there. And that's how you get rid of it. I'll take this one here, and work towards like there. That's how you smooth things out. Smoothing is easy, man. Like, it's clerical work. It's anyone can do it. I tell you, corporate taxes is harder than doing this stuff. And now I'll take the black and just there. There we go. And it's. I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking, well, I need this little thing here is a little primer here which casts a shadow. So let's do that. I gotta figure out. Well, okay, let's make it cast a shadow. Okay, that's all fine and good. But there's little things like specular highlights and stuff. There's things like the shape over here is not quite right. So you're just having to get those little shapes and nestle in. And then let's change that little hinge. So see that most times I'm fixing up my drawing. It's very hard to get the drawing absolutely perfect, on the first stroke, because you've only got one brush. You can only draw one thing at a time. So what you do is you draw things big, you draw them vague, and then as you start to understand what the hell is going on, then you make your corrections. A lot of painting is not, let's be creative. I mean, it starts with let's be creative, but then there's a lot of kind of debugging and fixing and correcting of, bad shapes and bad values and, hues and stuff that have just gone out to lunch. And it's poor construction. What I have is something that is very poorly constructed, and I kind of got to mash paint around until it is properly constructed. Unfortunately, that's how it is, and I'm just saying, it's like, oh yes, I know you people in IRC, you want to talk to me. No, you can't talk to me right now, I'm recording a demo. Leave me alone. Yeah, hang on. I'm just correcting that shadow, and then there. Okay, now this is it's too brown. Look how yellow greenish that is. Maybe it's more like this yellow green. So it's just a slight shift, right? A slight shift, and now I'm just carving that away, making it. This is a shadow, but. The shape is not wrong, it is not right. I mean, it doesn't really look like a shadow. Now it kind of does. Okay. And then I got this light that has to, I got this lighting down here, it's similar. You gotta find other things similar. It's not about going in and always throwing down new shapes. Sometimes it's a matter of, reapplying, existing shapes to areas where it is similar. You gotta look for the similarities in your drawing. Your painting, I mean. And then I'm seeing, okay, now that looks kind of mashy and gross. Yeah, it looks mushy, mashy. Mashy! And so I'm just going to fix this up right here. This looks, is brighter. I've got a lot of poorly defined edges here. They're all like fuzzy and fuzzy. And look at this thing. This thing is made of this thing is made of lots of hard edges, and I got soft edges where hard, where there should be hard edges. So I'm just gonna let's just, there we go. Let's put that in there and get a nice crispy edge. And I've look at that little hook down there. That hook in there it's completely in the wrong freaking place. That hook belongs up here. So let's move it. Move the shape. Fix the shape. Now away. Okay, there. Man, I'm getting hungry. But I'm hungry. But you know what? The painting's not done. Eat later. You Chinese. You work. So yeah. There we go. That's better. And just you got to look. I'm looking back and forth, just seeing. I'm correcting my drawing. I should be thankful I'm not in a shoe factory. And aha! I can see another bad shape. Bad shape. No, not bad shape. Bad painter. Don't blame the shapes. Blame the painter. You made the shapes. Take responsibility. You gotta. Your responsibility to make sure that the shapes are right. You gotta take responsibility for your own suckage. Why do you suck? Because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You didn't look hard enough. And that doesn't just hook in like that. That actually flatten. There. Better. Oh, much better, much better. Okay. Now I can take this. Now I gotta, this shadow is too big, so I'm cutting into the shadow. Alright, I'm just changing my shapes. As it is, I'm just using my eyedropper to grab, these existing colors. And now this thing here, this has to have kind of a flat edge like that, right? So it doesn't have its flat edge. And I gotta put it in, and I gotta correct the specular highlight. I gotta make it so that here to here, there, that looks better. Whoops, running around. Okay, here to here, there. Now I've got a kind of an edge forming. It's edgy. In fact, I'm going to dim that down a bit. And let's take that and just put that little highlight in there. And darken there. Okay, that's better. And then I can pop maybe another little teeny highlight on that. Let's take that dark color there. Let's get a straight line in there. Use rulers and guides and stuff. And if your program does not allow you to make rulers and guides and stuff, then you can either hack it in yourself or you can demand it from the developers and say, hey, I need to be able to make a line that is not 45 degrees or 90 degrees. Yeah, I know. Well, beg Wacom. Good luck! Oh, man. I tell you, Wacom makes the best hardware, and they make the worst drivers. Worst drivers. I'm so bitter. I'm bitter. And that's better. I'm not bitter, I'm better. There we go. Oops. Yeah, I gotta put those little things in there. So, generally, I think you got a pretty good idea. You gotta fix the shape up. Like that. There we go. The shape's not fixed up. And then you gotta go and you gotta put another shape inside a shape, and so that you can, so you can paint while you paint. And there we go. It's not, it's not hard. It just, you gotta get your shapes in there. And if you want to learn how to paint something, from photograph, and you want to learn to paint materials, get some photograph and learn to duplicate it. You gotta learn to look at the thing and see, okay, what kind of shapes am I seeing? What kind of this am I seeing? What kind of what kind of values and colors am I seeing? And when you paint it, it forces you to think and forces you to look and observe, and like I say, you want to learn how to paint something, it's all there for you, right in front of you in reality. It's right there. There is no, I don't look at books that say how to draw plants, how to draw, this, how to draw that. It's not, I don't learn that way. You gotta get out there and, get some photos or get some real life stuff and set up some stuff and just try and see what kind of brush strokes are required to make that thing go, make that thing happen.